Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, folks. We'll wait a few more minutes because I can observe it like people are joining now. So let them join, then we'll continue. Yeah, sure, Suhail. So basically, yesterday's session, Suhail, we started with the looping concept as well as the functions, like what type of functions are there, as well as we are moving to the OOPS concept where we discuss the class and object, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. So yesterday's class, we discussed all those topics, and in loop, we'll discuss for and while loop. And function, we discussed like user defined function as well as the parameterized function, and then move to the class and object. And regarding the recording and all, as you already informed to the support team. I believe they will get back to you soon. And from my side also, I'll update them about that. And today, anyhow, still this 7 to 8, we have a doubt clearance session, whatever we discussed till now from the first day. So if you have any doubts with any topic, suppose it's yesterday's also topic, if you want, let me know. I will be discussing on this 1 hour. I'll just wait 2 more minutes, let others also join, and then we'll go ahead and with the things. I will proceed with the things. So, folks, good morning again. So today I just want like this morning 1 hour we'll be discussing about the doubt doubts regarding any topics, it should be, can be yesterday's or day before studies, like from first onwards to yesterday's session. If you have any doubts with any topic, let me know. I'll go ahead, I'll explain you that, clear your doubts by now itself. I want, if you go ahead with the advanced ones, you should not face any issues on that. So just let me know what are the things you want. Oops concept. Okay, Chanchal, I'll keep it. Oops concept. Sure, Chanchal, I'll go ahead with the oops concept again. So I'll do, everyone want a oops concept again? If it's for simultaneous request, I will go ahead and explain again the oops concepts. Sure, Vishnu. Any other topics? See, if you give me the topics, I'll start and we'll proceed with the things. You want guys for the oops concept only? On looping. Okay, Sahil, which top in looping, like both the loop, for and while, or any particular thing? Okay, both. Indra want function. So basically, you guys want whatever we discussed the yesterday session, is it? INIT method. Okay. Sure. Okay. So I'll do one thing, as a request is more from the OOPS concept and INIT method and all. I'll start with the OOPS concept. Supposed to understand today's class if I did not attend. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. So no issues, because anyhow, these people are requesting me to go ahead with the yesterday session's topic only. So it will be good for you as well. Alam, when we are taking, first of all, of the array concept, as of now, I'll tell you first thing. Directly, we cannot use array. What you are telling, that array, that's a list, basically. Okay. It's not an array, and Python doesn't support array directly after, but yes, we have a concept, we have a library package called a NumPy. That is exactly array, which with the help of that we can fetch anything. So for that, you should know about NumPy. That's a package, or that's a library. And what you are asking about, the array, which is you are using it to fetch the thing, that's called a list. It's not an array, because in a list, you can create 1D 2D, but you cannot think like it will be working like exactly array, which is we are using in a different programming language. No, list is similar to array. Yes, we can discuss about that, like how the list and all work, and how the fetch the value from the list, that we already discussed. I can repeat it again today in a doubt clearance session. But if you are asking regarding only array, so we still not discuss array, because array in Python with NumPy only we can create. Apart from NumPy, we can't create. I think you got my things right. Okay, like list. Okay, I will discuss today. I'm taking you. Sahil, yes, sure. Not this thing. If you want me, I can do one thing, like next session. I can provide you the bunch of questions. You can practice that. I have a lots of bunch of questions. You can practice those things. I can forward that particular bunch of questions file. You can go ahead. It's a programming language, Bhavani. So guys, if you have any other topic, just put it on 2 minutes. I will hold on, because I received the topic from everyone. Oops concept, function, loop, and from after it's a list one, how to fetch and all. So we'll discuss this 4. That 4 is enough. Any other topics? Previous Bhavani, 1 second, Nadia. Let me check. You are asking about Python language. Yes, not like, as I told you, it's a programming language. Apart from that also, you ask something. I don't know. That's correct question. So, okay. Okay, data analyst. Okay, I got it, your question. Are we interrelated into Python SQL? Okay. Let me tell you, Bhavani, about this question. Question was quite good. The data analyst, how we are interrelated to this Python, SQL, some other data analyst. Okay. Listen, when you're working on a data analyst particular part, Bhavani, okay, Nishant, good to go. I'll explain it. I'll give you the recap about all the things, whatever we discussed. So, Bhavani, regarding your questions, what you asked regarding the data analyst, the work of data analyst will be to analyze your databases. And to analyze the databases, they need so many features on that, to the visualizations, to the algorithm, to the model, which we'll discuss now onwards, right? We'll be going forward to that. And for that, we should have one programming language to manage that. Python is a programming language. With the help of Python, you are managing that particular thing. Sure, dear. Sure. Got your point. See, yeah. So, Bhavani, remember when we talk about the data analytics, okay? If you remember, I gave one example in a first day, that Ola and Uber, if you are there in that session, how the things will be going on, right? So, data analytics job will be analyze the particular database. That is his job, analyze the database. And the database can be there anything. It's not depend upon only Ola, Uber. No, it can be the social media data, it can be the MNC's data, it can be the stock market data. There will be the variety of data which is present in our world. Like we have all real time data which is stored in a cloud. It's not like that it is stored in our local system. If you observe that till now, whatever we are doing, it is in a local system, and further we are moving to that. So once we are going today onwards, we are moving to all those things, the database with the local system. When you are working on a local system, you have a limitation of your database, limit is there. But when you are working on the real time, it will be in a cloud. There is no limitation of a cloud. Depend upon our requirement, we are dumping our data, we dump the data there directly. Now, next question, how programming language work will be the things there, how the particular thing, just to query which would be the better career for the upskill data and data science, or all the three, you can go ahead with this language. When you are working on that, those three domains are interrelated, Suraj. You can pick any of that, and all the three, data analytic, data science, both are the similar type of the thing, and software developer. Yeah. Any one of the things you can go ahead. All the three. See, when you are clear with these things now, this particular thing, your options are varieties are there. You can go ahead with the data analytics, you can go ahead with the data science, you can go with the software developer, you can go with the Databricks also. So many fields are there you can apply after this. There is no compulsory list, you need to go ahead only then it. No, everything is related to each other. Whatever you are learning, everywhere you can utilize that. You have lots of domain, those are nothing but domain. You can go with the data administrator also. This is our all our domains, okay? Which in IT fund, if you ask me what are the thing, those two are the best one. That is my suggestion. First two, data analytics and data science. Okay, ML will be the same thing. Machine learning, when you are going with the machine learning, Harshita, again it will be related to your data science data. See, all those things now, it's related to each other. You can choose your path there. You have a lots of path you can choose. You can choose ML in that machine learning. See, machine learning, when you are learning, your path will be again data scientist or data analytics. Again came to AI will be your artificial intelligence. When you are adding the extra things in a data science and data analytics, then AI come. That is the upgradation version. AI, when we talk about artificial intelligence, you should know about all the curriculums of your data science and data analytics. And then when you put this thing in a model base, that comes to your artificial intelligence, where we are trying to keep the nano things or some small sensors, small robotics, so many things we are adding with the artificial intelligence. You are sensors and like the face recognition, so many things added there. So that is a upgradation version of your data analytics, data science, or machine learning, Harshita. All the path are same. Okay, one by one question I'll go ahead. Okay, next is how is it useful in a statistic? Statistic, when you talk about Nishan, that is a mathematic concept. Okay, it is used in everywhere. When we talk about the programming language, the logic is always comes from the math. Math will never leave us, because the logic is not coding. coding is like your programming language, we have a syntax and all, but the logic is like a math. Statistic also same thing. It's like a mathematics way, where we are doing some way of calculations there. That's a one features, one calculation way to manage our database. That's what statistic, which is help us to get a good accuracy. In a now onwards, when we move to the advanced topic, then we'll be learning this, how to find out this accuracy, because till now you just learn the basics about the Python programming language. Now how you will use it, see, the statistic accuracy will come when we'll be telling that our model is perfect. You need to tell your model is perfect. How you will tell your model is perfect? You should have some proof. For that proof, we'll be using so many features, so many things there. Yes. Okay. Regarding that, as I told you, yes. And one more query, Python to do need know any technology that, okay. See, now I'm coming to that. You have lots of options. There is one more question which asked from Bhavani. We have Python programming language. In that, you'll do all the manipulation. In that, you can create a data frame also. You can read the database also with the help of pandas. That is another library which will be discussed in the further stations. Pandas is a library. With the help of that, you can create your database. You can fetch your database from the local system. But if you want to, as Python is a programming language and we need to go at this any database language like a structure query language, you have MySQL to use it. You have NoSQL also to use it in a Python, and the same Jupyter notebook. You can do the connectivity of that. Yes, it is possibly there. If you work on My Workbench, I think if you guys heard about SQL, you heard about My Workbench. There will be a My Workbench. Whatever database, you can create it in a My Workbench, and then you can connect it that to be in your Jupyter notebook. Yes, it is also can possible. Easy, nothing much. Only you need to go ahead with your local host and password to connect it. When you create a My Workbench, that My Workbench can be there. Chanchal, regarding the topics and all, you have a lots of variety of examples. You can get it in a Google. But if you need it, Chanchal, I can give my way of things, which I have some datas with me where we'll get lots of example there. I can forward that files if you need it. Okay, so those are the things you can do it. You can connect the MongoDB also here. You have lots of variety for the database, but as a Python is itself a big thing, so you can, apart from creation, that because you need to analyze it, you are not going to do all those things, so you can use directly to read the data there, to read the data with the help of library called pandas. So we'll discuss this thing in a further. So this is how I will forward, Chanchal. If you need, I will forward that. So those are the things it is there. Sure, Ajit. I will go ahead and share some files with you guys so you can get to know. Yes, it is there. It is there. Examples and all, you'll get it in your LMS also, so many, as well as I will forward my personal examples also. You can go ahead with those. I will give you some task every day and forward some files also. Sure, Ajit. Okay, let's wish no. And we are learning all over like oops, function loops. We need to practice so much because without building logic, this will be a learning. We need to see. I'll tell you one thing, Vishu. Good question. The other thing, you need to go ahead with the practicing. That no one can help. I can't help also about that because I can guide you how to build up your path. I can give you the logic. I can give you the syntax, how to, I can help you to give you the lots of variety of flavor in your plate. But the practicing is one thing, Vishnu, you need to do by yourself, because how much time you give for this thing, your things will be increased. I can give you some of the examples to you, but you need to practice more. Then only it will be built up soon. So that you need to do little more on the practicing side. But I can help one thing, Vishnu. I can give some logics and some questions. You can try to go ahead with that. Okay, if you can give us a flow of data analytics and how we connect all this. Okay, Bhavani, as you know, when you want to connect the all those things, now first of all, you need to be clear with all your Python and all your. First of all, it will be your programming language. Then it will be your database. And you are done with your basics of Python programming. Then it will be your the next step will be your database where we'll be learning further now onwards itself. You're moving to that particular field, database connectivities and all with the directly with the Python. Then you have lots of fields like a statistics to go ahead. Then you have models like regressions, logistics, those are the thing, visualizations. So each and every step by step you go. If you jump directly, Bhavani, it will not help you to understand the particular file. Go slowly one by one, that I can suggest you, dear. Got it. Shall if the questions are done, shall we start the OOPS concept again because you have a doubts? So we have half an hour or 40 minutes now. We can discuss that. Okay. Now let's discuss the OOPS. Now basically when we talk about OOPS, that is nothing but it's an object-oriented programming language. Now how this object-oriented program working on that? Take as example. It's no issue, my brother, no issues. When we talk about the object-oriented programming language, basically whenever with this concept come, as we know, there will be always a reason to build up any concept. The reason of this concept to come, there will be so many disadvantage of the prior programming language like we call as a C. In that particular programming language, what happened, there will be, we are calling as a POP, that is nothing but procedural oriented programming language, we call it that. So to we don't have those particular things there to use to avoid those type of issue. Now what are the issues here? What happened, there will be no reusability concept. Reusability nowadays, think about that, in our home also, in our day-to-day life also, we need a things which is again and again we can use it. It's not like that one time we use, we throw it. If we purchase also one particular okay, box of chocolates, that box will reuse it in our house. If you observe, they reuse this box for normal ice cream boxes also. Our moms will be reuse that, they will keep some vegetable or not. So they are also using this reusability concept. So in a programming language also, they are using this reusability concept. Reusability, what is the advantage of this reusability? Advantage of reusability will be, it will be a time saving, it will save our time, it is a time saving. And then again, when it's saving the time, again it will save the memory for us. Memory means a space. Now simply if I create a one box, I have it again, I purchase a one box to put something there in our my rack of my kitchen, it will be again a big space it's taking. But suppose I have this box, once it is done, I can use again for reusability. I got a more space. Same thing in a programming language also, memory in a CPU. If you have a block of code here, the code is like to arrange your dress. When I arrange it and then when I need it, I just call it and get it, that will be easy for me. Take as example, you guys have a wardrobe, right? Everyone has a wardrobe. In that wardrobe, suppose it's divided. If you keep your dress in an organized way, you keep here your shirts will be here, your pant will be here, and then your jewelry will be this side, your dresses will be that side. If you organize this thing and you put one class like that, class pant, class shirt, class jewelry, class dress. Now if I want to go somewhere, I just need to pick my dress. Am I going to search in my this areas? No, because I know I keep the things in this class. So directly with the object. Now for this class, I need one object. Object is who? That me. I'm an object. In this example, I am the object. I need a dress. So which class I will check? A dress class. I am an object for my this particular wardrobe. And I need to check the things here, this class. in this class, I have a dress in this particular area. So again and again, I don't need to search there. I keep the things here, my all different type of dress. Inside that, I have a small section. In a dress also, we have a long dress, short dress. We have some different type of bodycon dress. So many different type of dresses are there. So those are my like a function. Different type of dresses are nothing but my function. So those things I can pick it up and I can use it. Means again and again, I'm reuse this space to keeping my dresses. For jewelry, I'm keeping organized way. So easily you can fetch it. Your dresses are organized. But if you see that some of the people's wardrobes are like that, they just dump their data or they just dump their dresses here. Now, if you want to search a particular dress, suppose a black color bodycon dress, you need to search black color bodycon dress. If you want to search, do you think you will search it easily from this dumped? Which will be easy for you? Organized one or it will be a dumped one? By default, organized one. And organized one, if you observe it in wardrobe properly, it takes a less space to keep your dress. When you dump, it takes a more space to keep your things. So that way your time will be less. If you use in an organized way, it is taking a less time to get the particular thing, less time. As well as when you organize the thing, it will be take a less space also. It's not about time, it is space also. So those are the concept which we use in our OOP Scholar, class and object, where class will be one as a container. It's just a container. In that container, we can dump so many things here. That can be a n number of variable, n number of methods or function. Methods or function. Now, the question when you guys ask what is function, that is also a one doubt for you guys. Functions or methods are nothing but, okay, 1 second. Yes, did not understand the container. Okay, container, Suhail, it's nothing but it's just like a, you can take as in your it's just like a box. In your houses also you have some containers, right, where you keep some your items. Like if you go to the kitchen, take as example in a kitchen example, you have a variety of container where you keep this first container, you keep the turmeric powder. This container you keep the suppose a coriander powder, like, and each this container you keep the biscuits and then the mixtures, and dry fruits container will be there. Different container are there, different container hold some different item. Same thing here, I'll come to that. Same thing here, what happened, this different container will hold the different individuality, where we can use n number of variable, n number of functions there. Now here n number of function means you can add a variety of flavor there, when I talk about this as a container, we are keeping so many things. Suppose you have a one container called your dry fruit container, okay. In that you have a small portions, right. This will be for your kaju, this will be for your almond, this will be for your pista, kaju, almonds, pista. This will be for your kishmish. This will be for your like there will be some blackberries, and this will be for your some pumpkin seeds. So that we have inside us 6 different small boxes, which we call as a method or function. That is a individual boxes, right? But when I talk about full container, dry fruit container, dry fruit will be my class, where I include 6 methods. Dry fruit will be the class and the 6th method will be my this. This is called a small method function which hold. Kaju will hold the kaju's functionality. Almonds will add almonds functionality. This is how we can add it there. You can differentiate class and function in this way. Function or method are same. We have a 2 name. That's all. Both are exactly same. In our programming language, you can call function also, method also. There is no difference on that. Both are the same. Only 2 names. Basically, 2 names we are using that. So that's called your function and method and a class. Now, as I told you, class dry fruit. That is my class dry fruit. Now, to manage this class also, we need an object. Who will be the object? Who will eat that? Me. I need to fetch that. If I want a kaju, I need to go and fetch that. So dry fruit will be my class, and inside the dry fruit I have a function called def, suppose kaju. I have a function called def, suppose almonds. I have a function called a pista. So many functions will be there. Whatever we needed, we can just go ahead and keep it that particular functionality. Now if I want this kaju, I need some object. That object is nothing but it is me. I am an object. I want kaju. I am creating an object with the dry fruit. And now with the object, with me, I can call the kaju. With me, I can call a almonds. With me, I can call a pista. So object can be anything that with the help of object, we can fetch the value for your dry fruit. That's how the class and object concept related to each other. Understood, folks? Now get an idea. Is it clear now, the class and object example with the function? Good to go. Okay. Now, before moving to the other pillars, first of all, function, because as we are discussing function also here, function is a small block of code. Still contain a confusion with the class. Okay. One second, I'll give an example. Okay, Suhail, for you I understand because you're not attending the yesterday's session, so it will be too much confusion for you, but I'll show you one example. Maybe you can relate, Suhail. Otherwise, you just check the recording also one, because you missed the yesterday's class. Maybe that's why it's related to you. It's a little bit confusions, but let me try if you can get it here. Function will be like a small block of codes. It's just we call as a block of code, which is used to hold some value, and it is also reusability. Reuse will be there. Now, when you're using a function, what is the purpose? Suppose I need to ride a bicycle. I need a steps. So I can create a function called ride a bicycle. And whoever need, now I needed me. After some time, my cousin needed the same function. So my mom will be create this function, ride a bicycle, all the steps, 10 step. She once created. Now when me needed, she give it to me all the steps to follow that. When my cousin brother came, she give it to my cousin brother also, same setup, means reusability happen. If she won't keep it as a function, like keep it as a save file and all, what happened? After 2 years, when my cousin brother came for the same issue, means my cousin brother also want to ride a bicycle with the same method, she need to create again. If she's not keeping as a function, she need to again give her 2 hours to create that particular thing. It is time consuming. Again, you need to give the memory. Again, you are doing the extra work. Why? Nowadays, everything's are a smart work. Why you do hard work? You created after 2 years also, when cousin brother came, she sent the same file. Reusability happened. Again, after 2 years, when my brother came, again she gave the same file. So that's called a function of the things. That is a small codes. It's not a big thing. Now, if I keep a function to create a basics function, that's called a function. Now, to create a basic function, we use a keyword called def. Def function name. Now, function name can be anything. Just now I told, take as example, I'll create a function called write function colon. Inside that, we can take a values here also, whatever the values you needed. Oh, parenthesis is compulsory when you're creating a function, right? Then I need some variable, like the steps to be followed, right? So I can give some variables also. And if I want to just print the steps also, I can print the steps also. If I want to do the even or here, whatever code you need it here, you can keep everything to dump it here. When you dumped it, whenever you need this particular method, what you have to do? You just need to call the method. How to call it? With the name called write. This is how we are calling the method. This is the function concept. In the function concept, we have a variety. This is called a user-defined function, which just now, whatever we discussed, we call as a user-defined function. There will be one more function called a parameterized function. parameterized function. What is the meaning of parameterized function? This is my parenthesis. In the parenthesis, when you pass any value, that's called a parameterized function. Now the values are what? This is nothing but our variable. Now suppose you need 2 or 3 variable inside your function to work some particular calculation. So that parameter, when you pass through the parenthesis, we call as a parameterized function. How it will be? Suppose you created div function and you needed 2 parameters, x and y. You pass here, and that particular parameter you can use it here for a addition purpose. You can use it for a multiplication purpose. You can use it for a printing purpose. You don't want to take the parameter here, you can take directly here. So when you call that function fun, then that time you can pass the value directly here, 10 by 20. You can pass like that, or you can, because if you don't want a static time, you can take a value from user with the int or float, whatever you wanted for the input function, and then pass n1 comma n2. This two name, if you change also, no issue, but the parameter whatever you will use, it will come here. Suppose I'm using here n1 comma n2 and I'm using fun1. 2 parameter it's needed for your parenthesis because you give there, so it will be related to each other. So you don't want to worry about that key names are same and not, it reach. So parameterized function are like, again it's depend. If you give parameter means you need to pass it, but when you store it locally, because that parameter is given from the main function, that is the main difference. When you give the parameter that you are giving from the main function, this will be my main function, main, because we know that Python will hold each and every code inside the main function. So that's why we are giving from main. But whenever we are keeping the things inside the function, that is my local body of function. Local body of function means that the scope of that particular, we use a keyword called a scope. Scope of that variable will be only for this function. The meaning is, inside the function, whatever you create, okay, whatever variables and all, the scope of that variable means visualities or visibilities are there. Visibility of that particular things will be inside this only. If you want to fetch this variable and all outside that scope, you can't, not possible. No, it is not there, Vishnu. It's not there. Pass by value, pass by reference is not there because Python doesn't support all pointers and all, so it's not there. So that is there. But when you create the things in a main function, because when I told the parameters, when you are passing the parameter, you are passing from who? Where? You are passing from main function. So this xy can be used everywhere. So that is the difference between your default and a parameterized function concept. So that is the main reason you have a two ways of that. You need to choose which way you need to go ahead to pick it up. So that is your function concept. And we have some predefined function. Have some predefined function, like I'll just keep it one like a math. If you want to use that, you need to import it with the help of import keyword. Import math, that's all. And then if you want to use any maximum, minimum, then power, there is a lots of mathematics things. You can use it. Average, you can use it directly with up these methods. Those are the predefined, which already we are using some predefined method also. If you remember, print is also a predefined method to is used to display the thing. Those are the function concept in a Python. Clear? Function concept is clear? Okay. So now let's back to the class. Now we know that function are done. Now when class we created, I'll come Suhail container. Now is a class. As I told you, class is my container. Now in a container, I can dump so many things. So when I created the function, those function, I can keep one function, two function, 3, 4, 5, 6 and number. This is my F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F5, 6. So basically F1 also holds some value, F2 also holds some value, F3 also holds some value, F4 also holds some value. So each and everything has a different value to hold it. When you dump everything inside a one particular class, we call that is a container. In container, we can keep a n number of functions in a programming way, n number of variable, n number of coding. Like depend upon our, like, take as example, you need to create a particular um take a particular different function for your uh, calculator. Okay, take as example calculator. So in a calculator, what happened, we have a addition method, subtractions, multiplications, divisions, and then you have so many. So you can keep, this is my addition, this method will call about addition, this method will call about subtraction, this method will call about multiplication, this method is call about your division, this method is call about your modulus, this will be for your log. So we have lots of method, we can keep it as a class called calculator. This calculator class will hold everything. When you want to use it, you just need to call the calculator with the help of calculator object. That's how we are calling as a containers in a class. Class will hold the different type of features there. Got it? Now you guys got it, the things? Okay, done. Now, apart from class and object, in OOPS, we have a concept called your encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Inheritance and the polymorphism. Okay, so before moving to this, in Python, there will be some rule for class and object, okay, how to use it and create it. So first of all, we use a class keyword to create the particular thing. Class name, okay, colon, and then we keep the thing. But there will be one thing in a Python, whenever we want to access any variable in a Python, access inside the class, okay, one second, this is my class, right? Class in class C. Inside the class calculator only, take as example. If you want to keep any variable, any function or method, both are same, okay, method. To access this functions or method, we need one keyword called self keyword. So basically, self is a keyword which is used to uh, refer the, like a pointer variable, how they refer, same thing here. It's like a reference keyword. Refer the variable and the function regarding the particular class, So without that, you cannot access any variable or function in the self. Without self method, you cannot access that, cannot refer that. That's called a self method in a Python, or you can take as a self method, which is used for to help the things where easily we can work on that, like the self method. Because when you want to use this method to fetch the particular thing, as I told you, it's a reference or represent the instant of class. You can take as a one more key word for this one, we call as self is a self keyword is a, or self represents instance of a class. Instance means whatever you are using inside the class, if you want to use to fetch that, we need a self method to fetch it. That is also a predefined method. This is also a predefined method. It's used for binding all those things to particular thing. And remember that whenever we are using this self method, it always pointing to the current object. It pointing to the, because we don't have pointer and all in a Python. So self is used for pointing to current object, current object. Okay, this is how the particular self is used it in everywhere. It's not about only one. Whatever you created, your self will be needed to be the particular thing. And if you want to check that what are the things are there, like what are the particular things you are taking it, you can check it with the help of the self method. That is one concept we need to remember, that whenever we are working on Python OOPS concept, like class and object. There will be one more thing in a OOPS, that is default constructor. Now, each and every programming language has a constructor concept. Okay. Yeah, Shwel, it is there already. We discussed yesterday session. I'll show you that, because if I go ahead with that, I can't finish all the things whatever you guys ask it. I'll show. Give me a time. Let me finish that. I'll show you the code and explain you again how you'll be the self and all. We'll see that one example. Don't worry. So come back. Default constructor, when I talk about, each and every programming language has a constructor, okay, concept. We call as constructor is a function or method which call itself with the same name, same class name. Basically, that is for the other programming language. Here also, default constructor is a constructor which is called by default. Like, you don't want to call it by default, it will be called while object created, object creation time. Basically, when you create any object, that particular thing, this constructor will call. Now, we use the name of constructor is init with the double underscore. Now, Python has some underscores issues, like, because what happened, we have one concept called access modifier. Okay, but in Python we don't have those keywords and all directly access modifier. So basically they use a underscores there, are that underscores work like a private and public access specifier. So let's discuss first the init method. Init method or init function packet. Okay, so basically when we talk about this, which is executed when the class being initiated, means when you go ahead and to create a class, start class s. Okay, when you this start or class s start execution, which means compiling or execution started for this class, the first step what happened, they will move to the default constructor. That is compulsory thing. They will directly move to the default constructor going to any other thing. Here, the properties of this init method, it will assign the value of all the properties. It assign the value of all the properties, value of all the properties. Now, what do you mean by properties here? What do you mean by properties here? That property is nothing but it is our variables, whatever the variables we needed for our code inside the class, we need to assign inside everything in a init method, because when you create the object, it's a by default, it is compulsory, it is taking from there. So init method, whenever you are using it, that particular things used inside that. Now, whenever you function call happen, the first thing, whenever you object created, the first thing will run, that is init method. Why they give init? The meaning of init is like your initialization. That is the full form of init. Like id? No, it's not name like id. No, After. It's not id. It is the meaning of init's full form is like initialization. You need to initialize your item. Now, if I want to, suppose I need to come to, take as example, you guys need to go to office, right? Sometime you told, ma'am, 9 o'clock, 9, we need to go for rush for our office. Before going to office, what are the things you need to keep? You need to keep your dress outside. That is the first item. Then you need to keep your watch. Then you need to go ahead with your shoes. Then laptop, your bags, your lunchbox, your things, you need to keep it aside. And then you need to pick it. Those are called initialization. I need to initialize the thing what I wanted. So that initialization, what you wanted for your code, you need to keep inside your init method. And that is a default constructor. What happened? You don't want to call this method. Whenever you create an object for the particular s, that is my class name, by default, that time it will be invoke. We use a call, word called invoke. It will be directly invoke, it will be woke. That is what our init method call for. Suhil, I know for you it's a little bit difficult because you had missed the yesterday session. Try to cop up with that, how much you can, and check the recording as well. Okay, you'll get a more clarity. So that is how the init method invoke here. Okay, that's called your class and object method. I'll show you one example. We'll see the example also how it will be taking the things, how the particular things going ahead. That's your init method to use it to initialize the particular thing with the help of self. Again, here also, as we know, yesterday session we saw that we use a self keyword to go ahead with that. Here also you have a user defined and a parameterized. If you won't send any parameter inside it, it's a normal user defined. If you want a parameter, you can send it that. Understood? Got it? This is fine. After it's fine. Okay, good to go. Now, I think you want me to explain inheritance concept also, or we can see one example directly. Did you guys clear with encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, or you want me to explain that too? Explain. Okay. I think codes and all is fine, right, Nishan? Whatever we. Yeah. Okay. Now there will be a pillars. In OOPS also we call as a pillars of OOPS. In our pillars we have a class which is already we 1 second. Which already we saw is class and object object. Apart from this, we have some pillars called encapsulation, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Okay. Now, if I talk about your encapsulation concept, okay, remember, used for your wrapping of your data. That's a technical one. What do you mean by encapsulation? Is nothing but just a wrapping of data. Now, what is the meaning of wrapping of data? This is basically it's for a security purpose. Like when we go ahead with the passwords and all, our password, email passwords, then your LinkedIn password, your Facebook password, we need to keep that as a safe way because I don't want my personal thing to be used by someone else. That is Am I audible, folks? Sorry. Is it audible? Audible? Am I audible? Is it audible? Okay. Maybe I don't know. Like just now I saw it's like reconnects happen. That's okay. 1 minute. Is it fine now? Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I changed the network. No issues. Okay. So basically I'm talking about the encapsulation. encapsulation. Whenever we are talking about the encapsulation, the meaning of encapsulation is like giving a security for the particular thing. Security, it will be like your password, your items. We can give the security for that. No one can use it. That time we use an encapsulation concept. Now, how to use it? You have a underscores there. We have a double underscores and single underscore. If you want to make it anything privately, you are going ahead with the double underscore. If you want to make it any publicly, we can go ahead with the single underscore. Those are like a public and private underscore. With the help of that, other class people cannot access my item. If it is my personal item, I don't want that to be used by someone else. Those particular concept we are using as an encapsulation. There will be one more concept called inheritance. We call as a inheritance concept. Inheritance is nothing but it's like a inheriting the properties of one class to the another class. For example, like our family tree. Family tree. If you take as a family tree, that is our best example for that. Now, whenever I am talking about the yes, okay, yeah, Bhavani, it's differ. Okay, when you use this one with the INIT, act like a private. When I come with the values to give it, it act like a public. That's depend upon the nature. It will be act there. When you use in an encapsulation, that if you remember the example which you see there yesterday, when we use a single underscore, we are not able to fetch the thing. It's depend upon the nature that can be changed, Bhavani, about that when we are going with the encapsulation. But the main purpose, Bhavani, it is like giving you the security key. Your something, some item, you want it to be a like some security key. Other classes cannot use it. That time only we are moving to the encapsulation tier. Come back to inheritance. As I told you, the best example for inheritance is your tree, like your family tree, like from your grandparents, your grandfathers and grandfather gets some, or grandmother gets some of the features on that, and from there your parents got some features, and from your parents you are getting some features. That comes to inheritance concept. The last one is your polymorphism concept. Polymorphism, when I talk about the polymorphism, it is nothing but like you have some one particular thing, with the help of that you need to go ahead with the different approaches. Basically, when we have one same particular area and you need to go ahead with the different approaches, we call as a polymorphism. Means many forms. Like suppose I have one pen. As I give the last time example, one pen I have, I need to draw a circle, I need to go ahead with a triangle or the square. With the help of pen only, I'm drawing circle, I'm drawing rectangle, I'm drawing square. So that type of features we call as a polymorphism. Okay. I think before binding, I just touch looping also because you guys ask me. So looping, when we talk about the looping, folks, when we talk about the looping, it is nothing but it is like a iteration method. Iteration method. Just remember one thing: if you want to use a looping concept, it is for a while, whatever you are using it. Okay. Iteration means again and again it will work. Till now, what happened priorly, we are just working for one time condition. If else condition is a one time, right? But the looping will be like again and again. Again and again. Now it's fine, Bhavani. Is it okay, Bhavani? One second. One minute. Okay, I just connect the LAN now. I believe it will be not reflect. Now I connected my LAN cable. So I believe it should not reflect anything for you guys. Okay, a system which is variable is dividing to which element some try run to see code the action of loop. Uh okay. Okay. Once again after. which variable is dividing to which element and subtract and to see the one. See, whenever we are walking after 1 second, okay, when you are walking in a loop concept, okay, there will be the basic syntax like what to be work and all. It's depend upon us how to take in the thing. Now there will be two loops, as we know. We have a for loop and we're having a while loop there. When we have a two loops there, for and while, that particular things depend upon, as we know, entry control loop. For loop, when you're taking, there will be always both the loop. We have a three part. One is initialization, one is your initialization, second is your condition, and third will be your updation and like increment and decrement, both the thing. Now when you use a for loop, what happen in a Python, there will be by default thing of that. So you don't want to worry what will be the initialization. By default, the iteration variable, suppose I'm taking iteration variable is n equals to 0, by default they will do that for you. You don't want to go, you just go at the for iteration variable. In is a operator we always use in a for loop, and then which one you need to give, which variable you are taking the thing, where you need to check it, that you need to give the particular variable name. Now depending upon your work, you need to print it here. Apart from that, suppose you need a range. Okay, I need to put a range from 0 to 10, 10 to 30, it should be run, or any slicing concept, you need to go ahead. How after it will come? When you practice with a different problem. Yesterday we saw only the prime number. Just try with a palindrome number, Armstrong number. There is a variety of problems are there. I can give you some question. Try it, come up with the solution. You have a doubts, ask me. I will guide you how to run that properly. Because these are the thing. This is just a syntax. This is only the syntax for your for loop. There is nothing like that apart from that. But how it comes, how you manage your for loop, it's when you practice, it will come. Again, increment, decrement, by default, it will decrement +1. Your iteration variable and +1 will happen. You don't want to worry about that in a for loop. Same thing when you go ahead with a while loop, you need to initialize that. If you want a customized way, 0 and 1, then you go with the while condition, whatever condition inside there, whatever you wanted, and then n equals to n+1. So you need to do everything in the while condition when you want a customized way. So you need to pick it in that way after. If you need a customized way, initialization, condition, upgradation, you need to manage it. It is 1 or 2 or 3, then go ahead with a while loop. You have all the possibility. But if you want to in a for loop, you can't do all those things, because by default, whatever it's storing, it will be. You just manage the condition with the particular customized way. Those are the for and while loop. Go ahead with that. Again, you come if you have any doubts. Okay. So guys, I'll just stop it here, because I think we need to, is it clear whatever we discussed? I just give a little look on that, whatever yesterday session we discussed the codes. Okay. And Suhail, I suggest you please go ahead with the recording. Okay. Yeah, guys, they already sent the things. Please join in that particular link. And Suhail, the suggestion will be, please go ahead with the yesterday's link. Now we discussed with so many problems there. So if you go ahead with that, you will get an update. All the doubts are clear, folks? Go ahead again. If you have anything, come up with that. I will plan it again. I will give you the things. Okay. Thank you, guys. Then. Okay. After, go ahead with that. Okay. If you have any doubts, let me know again. I'll help you. I'll guide you. As of now, go ahead with the plan. And if you have any particular problems and all you want me to forward to you, I can forward to everyone. You can practice it. You will get back to that. I need to get the recording right. I'm not able to. Yes, so he'll just check with the support team. I'll inform about yours issue as well. You need to go ahead with the recording, because we discussed yesterday all the program. Today is a doubt clearance session, so I just go ahead with their doubts. Okay. Thank you, guys. You can join with another link, whatever is forwarded to the team. So thank you.